Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and this is going to be a little bit like the most recent video that I made, essentially to calm the nerves of any of the crypto community that's watching this video, right? The crypto market has seen a recent drop, and it's a bit extreme, but it's actually a really good buying opportunity, right? You always want to buy at the lows. You don't want to buy at the highs. You want to buy at the lows, right? And we're at the lows, definitely, right now. We're at some low points. A lot of people are worried, are curious even. I'm more curious, I'm not worried, to see what the reaction of this tariff trade war with Donald Trump and Mexico, China, and Canada is going to be, right? I'm assuming, because we've seen this drop already, okay, I'm assuming that the markets, the stock markets, will probably open up down tomorrow, which will likely lead to crypto probably moving down more. But that news, the news of the tariffs, of all the negative stuff that might come with this, that people are worried about, all the fear that might come with that, it's going to be priced in. It's already priced in, essentially. In crypto, I want to say it's already priced in, but likely it's not. I would assume that tomorrow we probably, as a whole, as the markets, we probably have a little bit lower to go, because I would interpret that if the crypto markets are dumping on the weekend, in essence of this news, these stock markets would likely dump or open up to the downside starting the week. And when the stock markets dump, when crypto dumps without the stock markets, that can be a forewarning of what's to come in the stock markets. But oftentimes when the stock market dumps, we get a pretty massive drop among the whole crypto space as well. So now that we've already dropped, it's possible. I haven't seen it happen too many times. It's very, very rare. It's possible that the stock market could drop and that crypto has already dropped, so it doesn't drop more. It's possible. And I'm not saying that every coin's going to drop, but I would assume that we're not done yet. We're not out of the woodworks just yet. If you know, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you want to make plays, if you want to buy some cryptos now, I think that's fine. You know, you're definitely at a good discount here. Do whatever you want. It's your money. But if you wait, maybe not even a full 24 hours, but just for the stock market to open. If you just wait and maybe an hour or two after that, or even for the stock market day to close tomorrow, I bet if you wait for tomorrow to be over, I would assume that most of the negatively received price action will already be priced in at that point. So that would probably promote a very ideal area to buy. And at the worst, crypto just doesn't go down with the stock market because it already dropped. So then you're not buying at the absolute low for crypto, but you're still buying at a relative low. So there's nothing wrong with waiting. Okay, I've personally made some purchases recently today. I've moved some money around in respects to this, but I've got more money sitting on the side that I am going to put into the markets that I'm waiting for right now. It is a good buying opportunity. In the most recent video I made, it was a crypto crash, buy, and I mean that. I genuinely mean that, right? Not financial advice, but I mean it. I'm looking at this with my bib on. I got my fork and knife, man. I'm ready to eat. You know what I mean? I think everybody should. I'm excited for the people that are. It's discouraging at times. I know it can be discouraging, but the only people who are probably discouraged by something like this are people who likely are in their first market, right? So if that's you, if this is your first cycle, understand that this is nothing to be concerned about. You're new. This is your first cycle. You have less experience. And that's not me insulting you. That's just a fact. The people who have more experience in the markets, who've been through multiple cycles, or who've been into it as long as I have, or longer than I have, we don't look at this as a bad thing, right? If there was some structural integrity that was compromised, if there was some kind of huge negative news, the tariff stuff is, I don't think it's that negative, man. I think it's going to cause some volatility, but I think it's actually gonna be good. But we'll see. And I think everything will get resolved too. I think it'll get resolved quickly. It'll have to. But we'll see. We'll see how long it goes. And if I had to give to weigh in on that, and I want to try to keep it as non-political as I can, just me being an American here, I'm a very social person, right? I talk to people. I talk to random people, and most people, and I know that it's a touchy subject for some people out there, but most people in America are in support of this tariff. That doesn't mean everybody is. There's probably some of you who are Americans right now who are like, no, I'm not in support. This is terrible. It's gonna destroy the economy. Just understand, you're in that fearful side. You're in that far side of fear. Most Americans, the general majority, go ahead and ask anybody, especially anybody who knows anything about economics or markets or pays attention to the financial institutions and statuses of the world. Nobody in America is worried about this right now, right? It's the only people who seem to be worried are the citizens or the politicians who are affiliated with the countries that we are actually imposing these tariffs on, right? So that tells me that likely exactly what Donald Trump is planning, which is to, he says it's not a negotiation thing. We all know it's a negotiation thing, that there's going to be some kind of deal that's going to be stricken for this. My theory is the United States can outlast and will outlast any of these countries that we're imposing taxes on, right? It's not like we're going to war. I don't want to see other people's lives being ruined or made worse, right? But the whole purpose of this is to actually benefit Americans, right? The whole purpose of this is to produce a more fair market ecosystem for American products, right? That's all it is. So instead of buying cheap products, right, now Americans are going to have to buy American-made products. But that's only good for America. That's only good for the economy in America. Okay, it's not bad for our economy, and it'll just take time to prove that, right? And that's I'm going off on a whole tangent here. And again, I'm not trying to get political. I know that there's a lot of ideological perspectives that can be taken into context here, and I'm not the most intelligent person with this stuff, right? I don't know every fact. But the main thing that I want to say is it seems like the people who are worried about this whole thing, it's not the Americans. So what's that tell you? How is this going to go down? You know what I mean? And if it has to go down in a bad way, unfortunately, I think Donald Trump, he will play hardball. He will. And there are retaliation clauses on every single one of these tariffs, which says that because of our imposed tariffs, if other countries retaliate and through means of tariffs of their own or other means, if they retaliate, we will just we will raise the tariffs ourselves, or we'll probably match whatever percentage they do, or we'll tariff other products or something else, right? So it's only going to get worse if countries retaliate, right? It'll get worse for America, and it'll get worse for the other countries too. But again, the American people are fully aware of the boosted products, of the higher price costs that it's going to cause for imported goods. 75% of our GDP is domestic, which means 75% of our products is domestic. So if all we have to do is cut out a minority of cheaper goods from other countries and we have to pay for slightly more expensive American goods, the American people are prepared for that. The American people are encouraged by that, actually. We want that. We're okay with it. If your logic as an American or as somebody who's from another country thinks this is going to raise the price, don't you know what's going on? No, we know. We're fully aware, right? We're prepared for this. We voted for the guy. We put him into office. He talked about the tariffs before he got elected. This is knowledge that's not new. We voted for this. We wanted this. The countries that don't want this, I'm just saying, how do you think this is going to go down? The American public, the politicians in America, for the most part, not all of them, of course, the very far left do not want this stuff. But I'm telling you, man, if you're someone who is on the far left and this video is making you steaming mad, talk to 10 random people outside of your normal circle, just on the street. Whenever you're at the grocery store, you're at the gas station, ask someone, how's your day? And be like, this tariff stuff's crazy, right? And then just, if you want to, if you're really curious, to be like, what do you think of this? I would bet the average person, not all 10 people would say that they're in support of this, but I would bet the average American is in support of this, at least from my perspective, man. And I talk to random people all the time, online, on the streets. I'm a very social person, man. I try to put the good word of crypto out there, so I talk about stuff like this to people. I'm not just making this up to prove a point. Genuinely, and I'm in Colorado. Colorado voted blue. We voted for Biden, okay? Colorado, all of our votes went to Biden. So if I'm seeing that here in Colorado, where most of the country, most of the states actually did vote for Trump, I'm assuming that most of the country is in support of what's going on here. So just again, anybody who's worried about this stuff, I think it will get resolved in a very short amount of time. If it escalates, and things will get ugly for a moment, but they'll resolve, and the markets will overall pump again. And I don't really know what else to say, man. This video went on longer than I meant for it to, and I feel like it's kind of political, and I hope I don't get a whole lot of hate for it, but these are my genuine opinions, and if you don't like them, that's okay. I don't make videos like this often, but I wanted to weigh in on the tariff stuff specifically because that's probably why we're dumping. So that's the main reason. I'm not trying to spread my ideological BS on you. That's not it. I'm just saying from my perspective what I'm seeing and what I'm expecting to happen. So no, I don't expect this to be an ongoing thing. No offense to other countries, right? This is not a personal thing. I just don't think that they will be able to compete or put up with this, right? It's going to hurt their GDP far more than it's going to hurt ours, right? And then if anything, it's only going to boost productivity in America, which in the long term will also be a good thing, right? Short term bad, long term good for America. But the longer this goes on, the worse it'll be, not for America. The worse it'll be for the countries that we're imposing these tariffs on. That's just my perspective. But again, I'm a crypto guy. I look at charts. What's my perspective worth? I don't know so much, but I do pay attention to this stuff a little bit. At least I like to think so. Anyways, Grandma, I'm sorry that I did a political one, but hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I swear, guys, this is going to be a crypto channel from here on out. But this is a pretty big topic, I think. It's a pretty big relative topic right now. So take care. Bye-bye.